Hi folks, Rob back. The last of our January look at some of those 64 releases of the holidays. This is Yogi's Big Cleanup, developed by Digital Design, originally slated to be published by Hi-Tec, who of course went bust at the end of 1992, and then attempted to be republished by Citizen, which was the company started by the Hi-Tec people, and ultimately didn't happen. Obviously, this is the big release of the holidays through the games that weren't people, who are spectacular. So you should definitely go check it out. I will have links in the description, as always, when it applies. Now, this actually did come out on the 16 bits, and the 64 conversion wasn't that far into development when the plug was pulled. So while they recovered the discs, there wasn't much of a game. So they basically spent quite a bunch of time reconstructing it and putting it together. It's not particularly... It's an interesting experience. So there's not much of a story to it, even on the 16 bits. Yogi just needs to go through the levels and clean up things. Already starting off badly. So, you can have a look. You've got... I've already just lost a life. This is already kind of why this game's a bit frustrating. So the basic idea is you need to go through each level and collect the things and place them somewhere. So if this first stage, you're at the national, you're at Jellystone Park, and it's about collecting trash and throwing it in bins. So I can see we've already got one piece of trash, which is the Coke can. You can see on the status bar at the bottom, each of those slots fills in as you find more pieces. And you got to avoid the hazards. In particular, those beehives are troubling as well. Okay. Okay. Those beehives are the most troubling, and there's a bin. So we've deposited our first bit of garbage. So what you can unsurprisingly expect is you can basically go through... Oh my. I've actually played this on emulation before, playing it on hardware, and it glitched up, but never that bad. Okay. We missed this jump. Anyway. So the basic idea is you need to collect these pieces of garbage and take them to the nearest bins. So it doesn't really matter. The only thing, of course, is that there's... The only thing, then, of course, is that there's... one... So, like, for example, you'll find that Coke can, which is the first. There's a second, and you can only... You've got to get in the water for the bees. This game is... I kind of do find it really frustrating. So at the bottom there, you've got, next to the score, you've got your two main indicators. The fork is your lives, and the knife is your energy. So you can... Alright. That's the second item in. Here's a third. It reminds me now, I guess, in a lot of ways, it reminds me of a lot of the frustrations I had with Daffy Duck. In the sense that there's a nice game here, but it is so infuriating at times. And for a lot of this... Oh, the crow stole my bloody garbage. Okay. Now I've got to find that. The thing is, of course, is that stole it and I could get it back. Okay. The thing is, the graphics are really nice. I really like, the art style. There's a good use of multicolour sprites and sprite overlays, like for Yogi. Sound effects do the job. I'm guessing that because, of course, the way things work, probably the music. I believe the music just really wasn't factored in until later on. It's kind of the glitchiness that gets me more than anything with this, to be honest. And that, of course, really is, you know, an unfinished game reconstructed, so you can't really expect it to be perfect. I think in the end, I think in the end, this is more a curio historical artifact than it is an actual serious game you want to play, because, you know, the original development, there wasn't much done. It was enough to sort of get the basic stuff in. They had the first few levels in. There's only 4 levels here. There was an underwater stage on the 16 bits that didn't get converted. Oh, okay. That's really just about mapping it out. I mean, I'm not quite finished the first stage. I think I just get to the stage where I get most of it and I just get lost. The map. My big problem is that the map isn't linear. And what I basically mean by that is there are segments of the map that, like, if you expect that if you take a door between 2 sections, you expect that door should work both times, and I don't like the fact that that's not really the case here. It takes you, multiple directions, and I'm personally not a big fan of that. I'd rather, you know, the map be a little more straightforward. Hey, we've got, what? That's already 5. 5 out of 8. That's pretty good. This will be number 6. Who knows? Maybe I'll actually finish this bleeding stage. As I said, as a curio piece, it's really interesting. As a budgety kind of game, I think it would have been alright fun. Oh. What happened there? Did I lose it? Oh. You can't shoot. No, you can't shoot those suckers. It's why it's all the little things. This game, you know, I know I'm trying not to be, like, completely unfair because it's a game that wasn't finished, you know. And I think that, alright, we're at the end of that section. It's a game that wasn't finished, and I think, you know, it is not fair to savage it for being unfinished. Oh, I feel furious because, yes, okay. This is sort of, like, okay. Trying to get back to the right section of the map. Okay. Alright. 6. 6 out of 8. Now we're going to try and find it. Number 7 and number 8. Yeah, like I said, I'm really in 2 minds. I think if it actually was finished, it would have been an okay little collector mod. Oh, I'm about to lose another life here because... Yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'll link the games that weren't page, so you can go download it yourself. It's not quite as, shall we say, it's not quite as polished as some of the other releases that GTW have recovered, and that's okay. But that's the important thing from a preservation angle, and it's really cool that this has been found, and this has been recovered. It's just a little underwhelming that... Oh... That sprite collision. It was underneath him. Wasn't even touching that hedgehog. Alright. So yeah. It's worth checking out. Just don't expect a miracle. Yeah. Like I said, I'll have the description. I'll have the description include the link. I usually include for scene or thingo releases, or yeah, homebrew games. So always remember to check that. I don't know. Maybe I'm not making that clear enough. And if I'm not, do let me know, because whenever when spreading a video or whatever, it's always worth going, like, knowing exactly where to source that stuff. All right, let's keep jumping. Those holes are really annoying. I think they're sort of like, Okay. No, we've already got that. Ah, we're about to lose a life. And this is the thing I really hate. It's sort of like you just get to situations where you get infinite, where you can just lose a life very quickly, and I'm not a big fan of that. All right, there's that bottle, but we've already got a bottle, so that's something I'm personally also. All right, let me go back and grab that. Yes, that's. Oh no! Interesting bit of symbology with that fork there. If you've noticed perhaps. Right, there's a thing there. Could be wrong. Come on. Seven. Ha 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 ha. I think this is the most I've done. I'm trying to remember what number 8 is. There was a scene, like a crack release that was put out. I'm not using that version because, well, I think by cracker it's really just, it has the intro turned on. I believe it's the same loading system that this version uses. That this release version, simply because the game was never finished, it was never mastered, and all of that. But yeah, there is a core of a cool game here because graphics are nice, the controls respond well. It's another one down. Oh, well, I respawned and it killed me right away. That, no, not killed, but like I've said, it's those minor things that, had the game been finished, had the game been tuned, probably wouldn't have been in there, in theory. Oh. Is Yogi smarter than the average bear? I'm not sure. That's number 8. That's number 8, people. I think we've done it. Level complete. I thought it was almost going to be game over here. But no, it's not. And as always, I've got your backs. So that's the first stage. From what I remember reading, on this second stage, we've got to find the ranger's bike. So put all that together. So we've got to find the 8 pieces of that and get that. So let's see how this second stage compares. Alright, so we've got the bike. Alright. Alright, obviously let's see where we got to go. Having a bit of a pitfall moment there. Graphics kind of took a bit of a background graphics here kind of took a bit of a step backwards. Is that? Kind of feel like they're not quite as refined on this second stage. Alright, so that's the second piece we found. Just trying to work out where the assembly point is. Ooh. Alright. Oh no, someone stole my bike piece. Don't steal my damn bike pieces. Really gotta find that next assembly point. Not only that, we gotta find this piece that the bastard stole. Sorry. Ah, okay. There's a piece. Okay. Can't go in there, they're too low doors. I really wish for something like this where, you know, you've got to explore somewhere to get to an end, to you know, do the assembly. I really wish it was a little clearer on where that location would be. But I haven't really played the 16-bit versions. Maybe, you know, that's a artifact of this being an incomplete, you know, and a recovered game, and it's not actually, you know, the levels weren't complete. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can. What happened? I could barely even see that enemy. So I was like, oh, there was an enemy there and it stole a piece. I just looped back on myself. Unless there's two bike wheels. I just want to find where the assembly point is so I can dump this, and there are two bike wheels. I am hopelessly lost here, you know. To a point where perhaps I'm thinking I might call it. Yogi's Big Cleanup isn't bad, but it's unfinished, so realistically, I think my advice is go download it, link in the description, check it out for yourself. I think it's great to see that, you know, they didn't just take the graphics and stuff that was finished and just release those online, but they being the GTW crew, took the effort to actually reconstruct the game. I think that's pretty darn amazing. So thumbs up to those guys, folks, I should say. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking at this, despite like how pretty rubbish I was. Despite that, I hope you had a look at something that, you know, is an interesting slice of history for the C64. As always, you know, do leave a thumbs up and let others know if you enjoyed this video. Truth be told, it is that really helps the channel. Yeah, if you really enjoy what I do, please do spread the love. It means a lot to me. As always, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.